it's Griffin and Nick here for Polygon, here to talk to you about the 4 cumulative hours of Super Mario Odyssey that you have snuck into repeatedly.
I don't know how it happened, but day one of E3, I played 53 minutes of Mario Odyssey without anyone stopping me.
You kept going back like, oh, this is the new, is it Mario? Is that how it's pronounced?
Right, I had to pretend like I didn't know what it was, but I do a lot. I've played a bunch of that game
We
now.
are very fortunate to have played as much as we have, because it fucking rules.
It's so goddamn good.
Probably the best game, well, undoubtedly the best game that I've actually played here at E3. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, you have the hat named Cappy.
That's
who
correct.
You can use to capture certain objects
That's
or
right.
real-ass human beings on the ground to sort of gain their powers.
In the instance of one particular human man, he's the only man in New Donk City who doesn't have a hat, and therefore he's susceptible to your wiles.
Right.
And you can kind of take over his soul
Everybody
and
else
his
got
body.
the memo. Put a hat on. Put a hat on.
Yes, Mario's coming. Put a hat on.
A wild man is running and capturing bodies.
Yeah.
What really stuck out to me about the game, and the reason I'm so excited about it, is that the moons that you're collecting, which are sort of like the stars from 64
That's
or
right,
the
yeah.
shines from the bad Mario
Running out
game.
of celestial objects really quickly.
They are. The moons that you're supposed to be collecting are everywhere, and so there's this real sense of exploration in the game. It's not like you hop into level 1-4 or whatever. I really love Super Mario 3D World, but it was very rigid. It was start at the beginning of this level and get to the end. This one is just a huge open world, and there's stuff hidden everywhere.
Yeah, and they're all named too. Like you pick up a moon, and it has like a little sort of quest name, like the stars you would get in Mario 64 do.
Yeah.
Which like the whole thing is like it's interesting. It's been interesting watching Nintendo pivot back and forth between 3D Mario and then semi 3D Mario with 3D Land and 3D World, and this is like a full return to form, a full one of those Sunshine ones again. And with that comes the thing that's the most exciting for me, which is like the controls are better than they've ever felt. Triple jump is in, like backflipping is in, but then the 3D World stuff, like you said, the spin jump where you spin the stick and then jump and can twirl your way down is in. Butt stomping and jumping immediately after it now gives you a extra jump, which is in, and then the hat adds all these other things.
There's
so, like,
also rolling. You can just curl up into a ball and just Goron roll at high speeds.
Yeah.
Speed running in this game is going to be...
It's so nuts.
It's going to be bananas.
I'm worried that my footage was like overly speed running because I was long jumping everywhere because this demo was limited to 10 minutes, so I just had to over time get better and better at it and like try to get as far as possible in that tiny window. So we were able to get to a final boss, Harriet, who is one of the part of the brutal bridal team.
You love that shit.
Every name is because Harriet, because she attacks with her hair, and she's a hare because she's a bunny. Brutal because they're a brood of rabbits, but they're brutal because they're violent. But also brutal sounds like bridal, and they're anyways. The everything about controlling this game feels fantastic. And then with the hat, like you can throw it out in front of you, use it to get an extra jump. It also lets you do, like, this is a little high level, but when you're in midair, you can throw the hat and that stops your momentum so you can turn around or like it just felt so good.
There's so much
fast.
stuff you can do just moving around.
It's the best controlling Mario game I think I've ever played.
I also again, to get back to like the big open world and the exploration, so we each played the demo a couple of times. I spent most of my demo getting on a, what's it called, a Jaxi?
Yes,
which was like a taxi animal that ran around really fast, and I went through like a really tough obstacle course with it, and that was like my demo while I saw somebody else like climb this big pyramid that I didn't even see during my demo.
A thing I got to in my demo by playing the Sand Kingdom over and over was there's this area where it's these sort of, they're called Maui, like they're like Maui island heads, and you throw your hat on the Maui and you've got a dedicated button you can press Y to put the sunglasses off and on, and with the sunglasses on you can like see whole invisible platforms. There's an invisible question mark block I found that had a health in it, and you have to collect these little tiny moon shards to move on.
That's
and it was just like these really great isolated sections of phenomenal platforming. It's so it feels done.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, all I can think about is the fact that we're getting this game this year. I'm so
out of my mind excited
ready
for it. And there's also, it looks great. Like it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I love that you can buy new outfits for Mario.
Yeah.
There's a pinstripe suit that we could buy in the demo we played.
In the Metro Kingdom, aka New Donk City, you can at one point buy the outfit from Super Mario Maker and run around with a full yellow jumpsuit and construction hat.
There's also moons that you can get just by getting access to places that you wouldn't normally have access to unless you have the right clothes. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. I know. It's the most interesting. It's the most interesting game at E3, and it's hitting me a lot like Breath of the Wild did last year, where it was sort of revealed, and then as it turns out, it is much more ambitious in scope than I ever thought it was going to be.
Way bigger, way weirder. There's one of my favorite things, and I think this is kind of the highlight that I would want to wrap up with, is like that we saw the 2D sort of Link Between Worlds style mural platforming where you're playing as 8-bit Mario along a wall. I got to a section where you're 8-bit Mario, but there's like the gravity swap galaxy stuff from Mario Galaxy, where you can jump up and you're all of a sudden Mario upside down.
It's like
platforming.
a best of compilation of like all
completely.
the good stuff.
And the way that section ended was there was a bullet bill at the wall where you jump out of the wall. There's like an 8-bit pixelated bullet bill from Super Mario Brothers that goes along the wall, and then when the mural ends, it turned into a full 3D bullet bill that you had to capture to break through a wall. It's just like cleverness at every possible intersection. Very, very likely my game of the year.
Yeah,
like I could not be more pumped.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
So that's what we thought of Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
It changed our lives.
Correct.
I grew wings and started just levitating off the ground while I was playing it.
Which was hard because the demo station.
It fixed my eyes. Like I don't even. These are
dumb.
now.
You've got that like Spider-Man thing where when you put them on, everything's blurry.
It looks bad when I wear them.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. I hope they release it early. Typically, they don't do that.
No.
But if we ask real nicely.
If we ask Miyamoto. They've got the copies all over the place here. Just give us
Just
one.
let us have one.
Just let us have one.
Just
copy.
let us have one.
It's not a big deal.
I really can't see the camera anymore. See you later.